Now, Rinu, give me your own view about who you think is best. Do you have a person in mind that you want to vote for, and why the choice of such a person?
Yes, thank you very much, Shion, for organizing, these platforms. Straight to your question, yes, I have a candidate who I support to be Nigeria's next president, and that person is a person with competence, character, and capacity, with ability and commitment to solve our issues as a nation. That ticket that represents inclusion, that represents equity, that represents justice, not just for Nigerians, but then for young people, for women, for members of other tribes, for people from diverse religions and lands, and that person is His Excellency Peter Obi.
Interesting. So if you compare Peter Obi, the man you say has all of these qualities, compared to other candidates, why do you think he's better than its competitor in the race?
Well, I think that's a tough one, but I'll try to answer it in some minutes. You see, Peter Obi represents a better future. He represents a possible future than his competitors. I will ask Nigerians, when you look at all the candidates, what do you see? Do you see competence? Do you see character? Do you see capacity? When you look at Peter Obi and you compare him to his competitors, just like you asked, he represents these three things: competence, character, and capacity. And I'll give you 3 reasons for that. Nigeria's biggest problem today are the economy, insecurity, and corruption, which the current president, our General Muhammadu Buhari, campaigned on in 2015, and he has failed on every count. And if you look at it very carefully, our country is currently experiencing the spread of insecurity, due to a lack of political will, ineffective security agencies, and a president who is barely visible. And this has given us the image of an ineffective leadership. Nigerians today need a credible, competent, and capable leader who can address our issues. We need a present president, not somebody that will not be, present for more than half of his term. And then we can see the parties that have come severally. They failed to deliver on their campaign promises to fight corruption. They failed to deliver on their campaign promises to secure the country, to stabilize the economy, even to stop university strikes, in more than several years of governance, not to talk of the NSAS protest in 2020. So one of his competitors as well, like you asked, is on record for also blaming victims of the Lekki massacre that happened in 2020. Another counterpart, is famous for paying lip service to situations of public concern. I mean, recently there was a deleted tweet condemning the killing of a female student who was killed in Sokoto. Also, candidates from major parties in Nigeria historically have always chosen running mates from other regions and religions in order to be able to foster a sense of security. His major competitors, Peter Obi's major competitors, do not represent the image of a united Nigeria. And Nigerians have suffered heavily in the hands of bad presidents. We do not need leaders who will further widen our divides. Peter Obi will reduce those divides. 2, before we can begin to solve these issues of insecurity, corruption, joblessness, we can go on and on. We need a visionary and transformational leader. And then it's a process, just like when you're looking for a job. The first stage is you package your CV, you say, these are my qualifications, and submit it. Then the second stage is when they've looked at your CV, they say, okay, you get a chance of an interview. You now get the opportunity to be able to tell the employer why you think you're the best man for the job. And then they can hire you. Not to forget that the basic tenets of a democracy requires that citizens are to ask questions of their leaders, whether they're in office or they're aspiring to come into office. And then there is an obligation from those leaders to be transparent. If you want to lead anybody, you have to be prepared, to be prepared for an intensive analysis of what you've done, what you're going to do, and what qualifies you to do it. And there cannot be 2 ways to it. Peter Obi has been speaking at every opportunity he gets to Nigerians, unlike his competitors, who have concluded that they have Nigerians by their throat and that we will vote for them no matter what, regardless what they do, they are going to win. So Nigerians must not make the mistake of thinking that any politician is too good for their questions or query. Regardless of how attractive the CV or credentials of the politicians may be, the citizens must ensure, and that's the basic tenet of a democracy, that We understand who we want to vote for. Before I end, also we need a leader with who is critically and clinically sound, with the right character, skills, attitude, and attribute to turn things around. We do not need candidates who have been sleeping all over campaign meetings. You know, some of them have even refused to attend debates. Candidates who are incoherent, speaking in languages we don't understand. That is clearly disaster in waiting. Those people will not solve the problems of our country.
You're shaking tables. You're shaking tables.
The third one, before I end,
you're shaking tables, Rinu, tonight. So, yeah.
We should also ask ourselves, what is motivating all the candidates to run for office? You and I should ask ourselves, is their aim just to become president by force, by fire, or they truly want to serve? Are his competitors, those are Peter Obi's competitors, are they promising a bright future for you and I, for the older generation, for this generation, for the future generation, for you, for your children? Peter Obi represents a bright future, and all people with sound analytical mind can discern what we stand to benefit as a nation through Peter Obi. Thank you.
You've shaken tables, and well, let me allow, because you didn't mention names, and I don't know whether you want to mention names, because this is a platform where Nigerians is for the independent mind, so where Nigerians can speak their minds freely. Indeed.
Show quickly,
Yeah.
show, please. Can these two panelists that were quarreling, can they just apologize to each other and shake hands across, so that people will know that it was just...
Would that be a virtual handshake? I think the gentleman should be the one to apologize to the lady.
I'm not sure. Ali is a fantastic person. Rinu is a fantastic person. But people share.
She called me a political jobber.
No, but let's let him go.
Hold
on.
When I was working for the
hold on. No, Ali, let's let him go.
Sherry, you were here when I was scrutinizing my political party, the APC, for internal processes.
Let's let him go.
Lot of identity people who create identity on crisis.
Let us let him go.
Can I? Hello.
Let's let him go.
Rinu, over the course, Aliu, hold on.
This is not about snatching ballot box.
No, Rinu, you are crossing several lines. Rinu, you are crossing several lines. You are crossing several lines.
And she's talking about snatching ballot. Is she stupid?
No, Aliu, don't do that now. Don't do that. Rinu, you are crossing several lines. You haven't, Rinu.
From the word go, she's been using some words that are very unprofessional and immature. But don't bring this online.
I'm not your younger sister. I'm your co-fellow.
Guys,
hold on. An impartial arbiter.
No. Don't let us
You are too irresponsible to be my younger sister.
Hold on, Aliu.
How dare you?
Let's go. No, don't say
You
that.
do
I
that
wanted us
online and you think you can do that to me,
Ali,
Aliu.
you don't say that.
How dare you?
Please.
Shall you barely witness when I took my leaders in the party to cleaners for them to do right?
To be a talk on a public platform.
No,
Rinu, you are
not. Don't let us do that.
Rinu, you are the person. Rinu, you are the person.
Rinu.
Aliu, that's okay. Aliu, that's okay.
Guys,
we need to go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard submissions from different sides, navigating differences in conversation, especially trying to win others to their side, can be quite tasking. But in all of this, if you cannot persuade others before the election, you're definitely still entitled to your one vote. So, will you be queuing behind your choice or choices on the 25th of February and March the 11th? If you do not vote, do not complain. Well, I may not agree with that assertion, but that is what some people believe. And I dare say, if you do not vote, well, you do not have the right to complain. But to address the elephant in the room, let's talk about those who are of the voting age but would rather choose watching movies, playing football on the street, or any other games over being part of the change process. I'm also talking about those who would rather do a long thread about bad leadership, governance, or policy in the country than go out to vote. You are concerned about the situation of things in the country, but not motivated enough to change it. You are part of the problem. In that case, let us all be ready to bear the burden of apathy. Let us imagine being stuck with the wrong person for a term. By any measure, 4 years is a long time. And every election cycle like this one presents us with the opportunity to decide on current situations, our future, and the future of our children. Thank you so much, everyone, for being part of this conversation. I dare say that Nigeria is the end goal. Nigeria is our uniting force, and we cannot allow our country to go down. Thank you so much.